into meteorological winter, which of course begins the beginning of December. But take a look at this map here. So what I want you to focus on is not so much the darker shade of blue, it's that brighter shade of blue that you see well to our north. So that's this cool Canadian air mass, and then eventually we actually have polar air that's going to be building in as we go into late this week and early this upcoming weekend. So taking us throughout this week, notice by Wednesday and Thursday, we're starting to see that cold air moving in. That's going to be coming along with the chance for scattered snow showers on Wednesday. But the main story is the system that we could potentially be seeing going into this weekend that may be impacting travel plans. I'll have more coming up.
Thanks for that, Emily. Chicago's tree lighting celebration ended in tragedy. One person was killed, 8 others were shot in 2 separate shootings in the downtown area. There were also multiple fights reported.
And tonight we're hearing from the mother of a 14-year-old boy from the south suburbs who came to the city to enjoy the festivities, but instead he was robbed and brutally beaten.
They had to get him off the ground. He was severely beaten. Both eyes were shut. He was bleeding. Once he did awaken, he didn't understand who he was. He had memory loss. They rushed him to me, and I took him to the hospital.
Now, this video shows her son being viciously attacked by a mob of young people laughing as they punched and kicked him. Deanna, a registered nurse, says her son spent days in the hospital after being beaten unconscious and left on the ground. The 14-year-old was robbed of his keys, phone, and ID, and now fears his attackers could return. He and a friend, they were dropped off by an adult right in downtown to enjoy the holiday festivities. Doctors worry he may have permanent vision loss, and he's only able to drink liquids due to severe jaw pain. The family has already changed their locks for safety. Deanna says her son is a good student who did not deserve this. We met the family at 17th and State as they filed a police report.
I just want justice to be served, because he didn't deserve that. When I tell you he is a good kid and he don't bother nobody, he don't. He shouldn't have been beaten that way. It should have been way more security guards down there. He didn't come down there for violence. He came down there for a show. He came down there, to celebrate the city that he live in. And just to be beaten for no reason and robbed, like, I need answers today.
Now, the family hopes Chicago police can catch who did this. They've also set up a GoFundMe for medical costs as they navigate what's next for the teen.
And while a cash reward is being offered for information leading to convictions and arrests in Friday's shooting, a Chicago alderman says this takeover was preventable.
Leslie Moreno picks up our team coverage on this. Leslie?
Ladies, good evening. Yeah, Alderman Hopkins isn't holding back. He says what happened here Friday night should be a wake-up call. Hopkins says a massive crowd of teens, possibly organized on social media, rushed into the loop not long after the tree lighting ceremony. Just before 10 p.m., shots were fired near State Street. 8 teens were injured. Not long after that, another shooting just a block away. A 14-year-old boy, Armani Floyd, was killed, and an 18-year-old man was seriously injured. Tonight, Hopkins is really pushing the city to take this seriously. He says officers told him they were overwhelmed Friday night and that some were even attacked with mace or stun guns. One officer, he says, ended up hospitalized. CPD has yet to confirm that information, but Hopkins says he's now renewing his push for a snap curfew.
We will be looking at the curfew ordinance that unfortunately the mayor vetoed. Had that ordinance been in place, it would have been implemented. This is a tool that would have been used by the police at that time. They actually did start enforcing the curfew when the law allowed them to Friday night, which was 10 p.m. But by then it was too late. The shootings had already occurred. Had that ordinance been in place, they could have used the curfew enforcement at 8 p.m., which could have potentially reduced the number of kids that were there and quelled the violence.
And in the last 30 minutes, Alderman William Hall just introduced an ordinance that would require major social media platforms to quickly cooperate with the city of Chicago when posts promoting illegal teen gatherings are flagged by authorities. According to that ordinance, platforms would have 6 hours to acknowledge the city's notice, remove restrict the content, and refusing to take it down could mean a $50,000 fine per violation. In the meantime, Hopkins says he is going to be meeting with Chicago police as well as with city officials to review this weekend's response and to figure out essentially how to prevent this from happening again. In the meantime, again, Crime Stoppers is still offering a $10,000 reward for any information. For now, reporting live in the Loop, Leslie Moreno, Fox 32 Chicago.
Thank you, Leslie. A Wisconsin woman who admitted to her role in a 2014 stabbing of a classmate known as the Slender Man case was found in the south suburbs after escaping a group home.
Police say she cut off her electronic monitoring device and fled the state, only to end up right back here in Illinois. Casey Cronus is live in Posen with the very latest on this story. Casey?
Morgan Geyser is now 23 years old, and you may remember this case. At 12, she and another student admitting to luring their classmate into the woods and stabbing her 19 times. Both were sent to psychiatric institutes, but earlier this year, Geyser was moved into a group home. Well, from there, she escaped on Saturday night. Then yesterday, around 9:30 at night, an employee at Thornton's truck stop noticed a man and woman sleeping on the property and called police. Officers later confirmed through fingerprints that the pair was Chad Mecca and Morgan Geyser, pictured here at the Posen Police Department. Police quickly realized Geyser was wanted out of Wisconsin for cutting off her electronic monitoring bracelet. Posen Police Chief William Alexander says Geyser and Mecca, who is in his 40s, took a Greyhound bus from Wisconsin to Chicago, then walked the rest of the way to the suburbs. When police first approached them, they refused to give up their real names.
Initially, they were reluctant to give any type of identification. Eventually, they gave a fake name. Both of them gave fake names to the officer. When nothing came back with those names, the officer pressed a little further. You could tell us, oh, what did you do bad? Because she said, I did something really bad, and I'm afraid to tell you my correct name. And he says, well, what did you do bad? It can't be that bad. Little did we know.
Now, the victim in that stabbing back in 2014 survived. Geyser and Anissa Wire, the other person who played a role in the stabbing, said they were inspired by a fictional internet character named Slender Man. Here in Posen, police will not be pursuing charges against Geyser to help streamline the process to extradite her back to Wisconsin. She has a court hearing tomorrow morning, and if she waives her rights, she will be sent back to Wisconsin by tomorrow, if not Wednesday. Reporting live in Posen, Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.
All right, thank you so much for that, Casey. A Dalton mother who says she was discharged while in active labor at Franciscan Health Crown Point spent the weekend hospitalized with post-birth complications. Leon Wells says his wife Mercedes was taken by ambulance from the family's home to Community Hospital in Munster. Her husband told us she's on bed rest and spent Sunday through much of today in the hospital. Wells is waiting for test results but complained of severe pain and bleeding. The ordeal began when Wells arrived at Franciscan Health Crown Point more than a week ago, but the family says she was told to leave roughly 6 hours after arriving. Despite worsening contractions, she gave birth 8 minutes later with help from her husband on the side of the highway. In response, the hospital's president says the nurse and physician involved were fired.
My wife was in excruciating pain. She could not get out the bed. So the ambulance literally had to get the chair to bring her down the stairs. And, she was just in bent over pain. She couldn't even stand up,
Now, their baby, little Alina, is 8 days old today. She's doing fine, as her mom. The Wells family says the situation has taken an emotional toll, and they're asking for accountability as Mercedes continues to recover.
After several months, ICE has finally let a sitting member of Congress tour the Broadview detention facility.
That Illinois Congress member says that she saw conditions that no one would want to be a part of. Political reporter Paris Schutz has more on this. Paris?
Yeah, Tia and Sylvia, Southwest Suburban Representative Lauren Underwood says she worked with Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem for weeks to arrange the visit, and she becomes the first sitting member of Congress to view the inside of this facility since the launch of Operation Midway Blitz in September. Now, Underwood says there are no detainees or staff members inside today. The population has dwindled as Border Patrol Commander Gregory Ovino left town with many of his agents. Now, Underwood says she saw holding cells that can fit between 40 and 45 people with working showers, but she says substandard toilets. She says she understands now why a lawsuit on the conditions at the facility has succeeded to this point.
It does not meet what I would consider to be the minimum criteria for a detention cell. And the staff people from ICE were clear with us that they are under no legal obligation to meet those criteria because this is not a detention facility. This is a processing facility. And so there is obviously ongoing litigation about the conditions in the Broadview facility that are, again, unacceptable, given that we know that people have been held here for days, multiple days on end.
Indeed, ICE has said several times that that facility is not for holding, but for processing, even though we have seen many reports of people held there 4 days at a time. Now, Underwood says she has constituents who complain they can't locate their loved ones there, they can't get medications to them, and she says it's clear ICE is planning to expand operations, already putting out contracts for more office space and plans to hire more workers. We did reach out to a spokesperson for ICE about this visit today, but we did not hear back. Tia?
All right, Paris, thank you so much. The Pentagon says it is investigating Arizona Senator Mark Kelly for possible breaches of military law.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
The Democratic senator was part of a video posted on social media that called for U.S. troops to refuse what they called unlawful orders from the Trump administration. The Defense Department said Senator Kelly, a former naval officer, could be recalled, to active duty to face court-martial proceedings. Last week, President Trump wrote on social media calling the video, quote, seditious behavior from traitors.
A federal judge has dismissed cases against James Comey and Letitia James after finding a prosecutor was unlawfully appointed. Lindsay Halligan was appointed after President Trump urged Attorney General Pam Bondi to prosecute the former FBI director. And New York Attorney General Halligan is a former Trump attorney with no previous experience as a federal litigator. Former FBI Director Comey had faced charges of obstructing Congress, while James had been charged with mortgage fraud. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the DOJ will be appealing the cases. Well, the Bears are on a roll. Did you watch this weekend?
Yes, I did. Super Bowl.
How about
Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, look at you. 4 wins in a row. What does that mean?
Yes, I think Super Bowl, the 8th win of the season. So what's next? Is it too early? I'm probably too early on the Super Bowl, but maybe is it too early for the playoffs?
Tina has the answer to that question.
I got to tell you guys, I love a Victory Monday here in Chicago.
Right.
We'll never get tired of this one, and I get it. It's today, though, the Bears would be the 3rd seed in the NFC. This team is continuing to stack wins, whether it be late game heroics from quarterback Caleb Williams or being down multiple starters on defense. The Bears are winning. They've won 4 straight thanks to a rushing attack that ranks 2nd in the NFL, a solid offensive line, and a ball hawk mentality, man. 24 takeaways on the season. By the way, yes, that still leads the NFL. And of course, key contributions from reserves. Another challenge is on the horizon, though. A short week as the Bears now prepare to face the defending Super Bowl champs, the Eagles, on Friday.
No, it's a short week. This will be a different challenge here for our players. Just haven't had one 5-day span like this, and so it'll be a race to get our bodies feeling as good as we possibly can, get the game plan downloaded. We've had some success, and yet we go right back to work come Wednesday of last week, or this week it'll be Monday. You know, it's a quick turnaround, and so we got to maintain that high level of focus so that we don't falter whatsoever.
High level of focus. Want to know this week, as mentioned, the Bears turn their attention to the defending Super Bowl champs, the Eagles. We'll have coverage all Friday afternoon right here on Fox 32 Chicago, beginning with Bears Game Day live at noon. And then, yes, the game itself will be right here on Fox Chicago. We will have the Bears and Eagles game. And of course, you got to keep it right here on Fox 32 because we'll have full post-game coverage as well. The Bears are a 7-point underdog against Philly later in sports at 5. Much more reaction from the players on a Victory Monday here. Tia and Sylvia?
Remember, I said it here, Super Bowl. All right, thank you so much, Tina. Well, all bets are off for college athletes after the NCAA reversed its ruling on professional sports betting.
Yeah, that announcement is coming on the heels of a major gambling scandal involving high-profile sports figures. The NCAA says its athletes and athletic department staff will not be allowed to bet on professional sports after the organization's membership voted to rescind a rule that was adopted in October that actually permitted those bets. The NCAA Division I Administrative Committee then argued for a harm reduction approach to align with legal sports betting's growth. The organization says penalties for violations can range from game suspension to permanent loss of eligibility, depending on the nature and severity of the infraction.
Well, it is wine o'clock somewhere, but you better be careful because drunk driving crashes increased during the holiday season.
Now one family is actually suing a bar for serving a driver one too many. The lawsuit, they hope, will encourage others to think twice.
The kids in your life may be making their holiday wish list, but you need to check it twice. A look at some of the toys on this year's naughty list.
And Thanksgiving is Thursday, but the travel rush has already begun. If you're going to be hitting the skies, the roads, or the rails, brace yourself for what could be a record year for holiday travel.
No matter.
The Thanksgiving holiday travel period officially begins tomorrow, but some people are already rushing to get away.
I understand why. Yes. Wish we was going somewhere. This is expected to be a record year with more than 80 million Americans traveling on the roads, in the air, and on the rails.
And as the Thanksgiving rush begins, Amtrak's president says ridership jumped this fiscal year by 6% to 34.5 million passengers, and he is expecting full trains for the next 7 days. So here's his advice for passengers. Book early travel light, and get to the station ahead of time. Trains close 2 minutes before departure.
I love taking the train.
I know, it's so relaxing, isn't it?
Classic in some ways.
It is.
Well, this is a live look at O'Hare. Look at that beautiful look right there as the sun goes down. Well, I guess we really don't have a whole lot of sunshine
Not
anyway.
today, but it looks like there's a little bit going down there.
Yeah, for sure. United Airlines says it will average, I should say, more than 500 departures a day from the airport during the Thanksgiving period. American Airlines, the second largest operator at O'Hare, plans to fly nearly 5,900 flights between today and the month's end. That's a lot of flights. And with that being said, it's safe to say that airlines are returning to full capacity following the recent government shutdown and federally mandated flight reductions.
Yeah, Amalia Roy is live from Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. What can you tell us about this?
Hi. Well, today I've been seeing plenty of people come in waves throughout the day. They'll come to the security checkpoints. We'll see a longer line, but they do get moved through pretty quickly. I spoke to some people before they headed over, and they told me they had a few worries, concerns going into traveling, but overall people are just really excited to see their families.
We're going to go do the train to the North Pole. That'll be fun. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
We're going back to Iowa. We fly into Omaha, back to my parents' house, and we're going to go to the Iowa-Nebraska game. Go Hawks.
Yeah, we're going to win. By I'm guessing 30 points.
I'm seeing far fewer delays and cancellations on the departures board when I was here during the government shutdown. The TSA expects to screen nearly 18 million people between tomorrow and next Tuesday, with around 3 million flying on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Today, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy and FAA head Brian Bedford spoke about the busy travel period ahead of coming out of the government shutdown.
We're looking forward to an extraordinarily successful week of travel for the literally tens of millions of Americans that will be flying this week. Safety, of course, is our top priority, and every decision we make is built off of that foundation. And I just want to assure the traveling public that we're ready and we're able to get the job done.
AAA says that Thanksgiving is the single busiest holiday for travel. This year, they expect nearly 82 million people to travel more than 50 miles from the home. This is whether by car, plane, or other forms of transportation. In Phoenix, Amalia Roy, Fox 32 Chicago.
All right, thanks for that, Amalia. So a lot of people are going to be flying and, as we said, taking the rails, but a lot of people also wondering what's the weather going to be like right around Thanksgiving. So Emily has the answer.
Around here, it's going to be cold, but I will say that on Wednesday and Thursday, travel conditions are likely going to be okay. The one thing that we're really going to have to watch on Wednesday is very gusty conditions. We're going to have westerly winds gusting as high as about 40 to 45 miles per hour, so that could pose some problems for high-profile vehicles on north-south running roads, so that's going to be something to watch. But as far as precipitation is concerned, we might see a couple stray snow showers here or there on Wednesday. Otherwise, we're in good shape. Thursday's dry, Friday's dry. But then this weekend, we're going to be watching closely because we do have the chance of snow, possibly mixing in with rain. We do have a couple of rain showers out there right now, a couple healthier looking showers in portions of eastern Lake County currently in Waukegan. And notice temperatures right now, we're well above the freezing mark. A lot of us are sitting in the mid to upper 40s, still at 52 degrees in Gary. It's 50 in Waukegan, 49 at O'Hare and at the lakefront. Futurecast taking us throughout this evening. We're counting on scattered rain showers here or there, but then those showers are going to become a little more numerous throughout the overnight, and this is all out ahead of a cold front that's going to arrive tomorrow. So temperatures early tomorrow morning still going to be in the 40s, so we're not going to be all that chilly to get the day started. Temperatures are still going to be able to warm up into the low 50s, but that's going to be the last warm day that we see for quite some time because that colder air is going to come rushing in, and then it is staying put through the holiday weekend, likely into next week too. For tonight, 45, we'll have winds only 5 to 10 miles per hour. 5-day forecast tomorrow, chance of rain, especially in the morning. After that, we're going to dry things out with a high of 52. 42 on Wednesday, but I think that high is going to be shortly after midnight. Daytime highs are only going to be in the 30s. We're down to near the freezing mark Thursday and Friday. Then by Saturday, we have both rain and snow in your forecast, and that could be causing some travel impacts going into this upcoming weekend. Back to you.
All right, good to know. Thank you, Emily. We all love one-stop shopping, and now it's available at the DMV.
How about that? Coming up next, we're going to tell you about a modernized facility in the burbs that's supposed to make a trip to the DMV a whole lot smoother.
But first, could President Trump's fight with Marjorie Taylor Greene be a warning sign for Republicans?
And DOGE is being disbanded, but will the cuts and layoffs be reversed? Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's abrupt resignation announcement caught many people off guard.
It follows a very public falling out with President Trump, who Greene has fiercely supported over the years. Caroline Shively has the latest from Washington.
In a town known for political food fights, the Donald Trump-Marjorie Taylor Greene battle still stands out.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
The once stalwart presidential ally says she's resigning from Congress in January to spare her Georgia district from a hurtful and hateful primary by the president we all fought for. Their split has been months in the making, Greene says, because she pushed for the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Standing up for American women who were raped at 14 years old, trafficked and used by rich, powerful men should not result in me being called a traitor and threatened by the President of the United States.
Democrats appear to be enjoying the fissure, while Republicans are trying to move on.
Because she advocated for survivors, there's no room for her in Donald Trump's party.
I wish her all the best, but we've got a job to do now, which is to deliver the promises that President Trump made on the campaign trail.
Sunday evening, President Trump said the GOP was better off without lowlifes like Greene. But the House majority isn't. Republicans currently hold a 6-seat advantage with 3 vacancies.
218 votes, that's the minimum we can have, and we leaves no room for any type of error.
Despite the rumors, Greene says she has no interest in running for the Senate or president. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox 32, Chicago.
Well, this sounds really good, but think about it. You're at Thanksgiving dinner and Grandma's famous sweet potato pie tastes a little bit off.
Are you going to say anything?
Maybe.
It may seem small, but the mistaken use of salt instead of sugar could be a major red flag, believe it or not, for Alzheimer's. Still to come, the holiday season could lead to earlier detection.
If you want total health care from a provider you trust,
Hi, Blair.
right in the palm of your hand, if you want soup, sweatpants, and zero in-person contact, if you want wellness wherever, our virtual primary care delivers with great website manner.
No worries.
So choose your doctor from our profiles and enjoy the healthiest online relationship you've ever had. House calls have evolved. Advocate Healthcare.
The family of a woman killed by a drunk driver in December of last year is filing suit against the bar that served him.
That includes allegedly giving him a cocktail to go just before the crash. Scott is in the newsroom with details on this story. Scott?
Yeah, Tia and Sylvia, 58-year-old mother of two, Tanya Navarro, was reportedly holding her dog in the back seat of a van that broke down on LaGrange Road in Hodgkins. The driver reportedly pulled over with the hazards on and was being aided by a Good Samaritan when Finn Curran of Hodgkins, who had been drinking at Rafferty's Pub in Countryside, slammed into the van at over 80 miles per hour. Tanya's dog was killed on impact. She later died at the hospital.
Mr. Curran took it upon himself to get behind the wheel of a car when he was twice the legal limit, number one. Equally as egregious is the bar giving Mr. Curran a drink to go, filled with Red Bull and vodka.
Curran is due back in court to face felony DUI charges in January. Fox 32 did reach out to Rafferty's Pub for comment. We are awaiting to hear back. Tia?
All right, Scott, thank you for that update. A warning today about what not to buy kids this holiday season.
The annual report is out of bad toys that are still being sold online. And new this year, AI toys could be an issue, along with toxic, recalled, and counterfeit toys. The Trouble in Toyland report looks at trends to determine the dangers facing children every holiday season. The Illinois Public Interest Research Group Education Fund did this study. Congresswoman Schakowsky, an ER pediatrician and parent, discussed this year's 40th annual report at Lurie Children's Hospital. Many of these bad toys are recalled and then still sold online, and some AI toys give inappropriate responses meant for adults only. They showed an example of a teddy bear that did just that.
A day after our report was released, Folo Toy, the company behind the teddy bear that you saw in the video, announced that they would be immediately suspending sales of all their products, including the Kuma teddy bear shown in that video, and carrying out a safety audit. It's great to see a company take action on problems we've identified, but AI toys are still practically unregulated, and it's still very easy to go out there and buy one.
They say the toy market in general is safer because of this report. To find any recalled toys, check saferproducts.gov.
President Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, has been disbanded. The program was supposed to shrink federal agencies, cut budgets, and redirect work to other priorities. It was originally planned to last through July 2026. The White House says the principles of DOGE will now be institutionalized within various departments. But Democrats are demanding programs that have already been funded by Congress but cut by DOGE be restored on the state level.
What Trump did and this DOGE people is they fired all the people, just send the money to New York State and the other states of the country and we can get it done.
DOGE claims that it saved taxpayers more than $200 billion so far, well short of the $1 trillion goal.
On Wall Street, the major averages rising to start this holiday shortened trading week on the back of hopes of an interest rate cut by the Fed next month. The market also benefiting from strength for stocks caught up in the AI frenzy. Shares of Google, parent Alphabet, which has been getting praise for its newest AI model, up more than 6%. Markets are closed on Thanksgiving and close early on Friday.
Well, it's being called a one-stop shop. Naperville's new modernized and spacious DMV is now open to visitors. The Illinois Secretary of State office is located on West Deal Road and is 40% larger than the old location on 75th Street. It also will have ample parking. Secretary of State Alexi Janulia says this is now one of 23 one-stop shop model locations where employees are cross-trained to offer visitors streamlined services at a single counter.
In an age where speed and convenience win the day, quietly delivering reliable, competent public service is one of the most powerful and often overlooked ways that government, regardless of political party, can earn and sustain public trust.
Janulius also wants to remind the public to get your real ID. He says now may actually be the best time because DMV lines are traditionally smaller during the holidays. All right, we got to take a live look outside right now. It's all nice and
pretty,
clear.
Right?
Yeah, but you may get your fill soon of winter weather driving.
Are you ready?
No.
That's the question.
No, we never are, right?
We're never quite ready. But, you know, okay, so we have much colder air that's going to be building in just in time for Thanksgiving. It's going to last through this weekend. But if you're traveling Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I think things are fine. Now, we really started having to watch the forecast closely going into this weekend because on Saturday and Sunday, we could potentially be dealing with some snow in the region. But for right now, we are mainly dry. We have cloudy skies. There's still a few showers that are beginning to roll through, some heavier showers just north of Waukegan now. And this is going to continue through tonight and then into the day tomorrow as well. This is all out ahead of our next cold front, and it's the cold front that's going to send those temperatures tumbling later this week. Your temperatures right now are in the 40s. We're only dropping down to the mid-40s during the overnight, so staying well above average. Tomorrow, we're going to be in the 50s with scattered rain showers through at least midday. Then on Wednesday, we have falling temps. That 42, that's going to be in the early morning hours. Daytime highs are in the 30s. By Thursday for Thanksgiving, we only have a high of 33. That's it. Back to you.
Yeah, pull out that bubble coat.
Right.
That's what it sounds like. All right, Emily, thank you so much. Thanksgiving is a time to gather with friends and loved ones, but it's also time to pay attention.
Coming up, the behaviors at family gatherings that may signal the early stages of Alzheimer's.
And remembering the city's first black mayor, a wreath-laying ceremony for Harold Washington, honoring his legacy and impact.
It's back.
Welcome back. It's 4:41. A bad flu season could be on the way. There's a new strain of a flu that has been dubbed subclade K, and it has already forced Japan to declare an influenza epidemic. Subclade K is a variant of the H3N2 influenza, which has led past flu seasons and even co-circulated with H1N1 last year. U.S. flu cases are already at amounts more often seen in December.
The week of November 25th is a somber time in Chicago as many remember the city's first black mayor.
Harold Washington was elected in 1983 at the age of 60. He unfortunately died 4 years later, but his legacy is strong.
One of Washington's platform priorities was infant mortality. Prior to his inauguration, close to 20% of every 1,000 births in Chicago resulted in a death. Within his first term, the second year, the city's infant mortality rate dropped close to 10%. A year later, in 1987, the rate dropped another 8%.
At the time when Harold Washington was in, he established close to 20 maternal health centers throughout the city of Chicago. He also had established mental health center, weight program, nutrition program. We even had doctors in the schools where.
Now today, Chicago's infant mortality rate is 5.7. That is slightly above the national rate of 5.4 in honor of Harold Washington. A wreath-laying ceremony was held at his gravesite in Oakwood Cemetery today. He died on November 25th, 1987 in his office of a heart attack.
While you're with family this Thanksgiving, you might catch small changes in someone you love.
A pause, maybe a mix-up, a shift you can't ignore. Experts say those moments can signal early memory loss.
Terrence Lee shows you what to look for and then what to do next.
Pay attention to the person's rhythm, right? I would think about what their baseline is.
Patricia McClare Chessier knows what it means when a person's natural pace starts to shift. She lost her mom to Alzheimer's nearly 21 years ago. That loss is why she wrote books to help people face this disease with honesty.
Look for patterns and not just pay attention to isolated moments.
The signs build over time.
If the person is kind of like repeating stories or repeating questions, or if you notice that they are having some challenges with multitasking. If the person is normally talkative, but I notice that they're very quiet, that may be an area of concern. If you notice that a person is forgetting a recipe, and this is something that you kind of know that they're very good at.
Think back to holidays past, how confident they were in the kitchen. This year, maybe they're feeling lost in spaces that used to feel easy.
When you get together with your family members, there's so much happening. You know, so many people are together in one place. And for somebody that's living with the disease, you know, that's sensory overload.
That rise in pressure is something Olivia Montango sees every day in her work with the Alzheimer's Association of Illinois. She says holiday gatherings can expose the strain people try to hide day to day, the overwhelm, the confusion, and the quiet anxiety they try to mask. You're left looking for a way to help without making them feel exposed.
Say, hey, you know, I love you very much, and I would reassure them and letting them know that. And then I would say, I'm kind of noticing some changes, and I just want to know, how do you feel?
It starts with care, not conclusions. You find a quieter moment. You listen first. And sometimes they finally tell you what they haven't had words for.
We all forget things every now and then, but it's not disrupting your day-to-day life. When it now interferes with how you function in the world, that's when you really want to pay attention.
Because that's when the pattern clicks and you know it's time to act.
Let the individual know that you are there to support them and that you're not there to take control of their life.
And when you're not trying to take over, you notice their rhythm more clearly. And trusting that feeling can get them the support they deserve sooner. Terrence Lee, Fox 32, Chicago.
And health experts say if you notice something off, the Alzheimer's Association has a 24/7 helpline with specialists who can actually guide you through the next steps. The number on your screen here, and they can help you figure out whether what you're seeing is normal aging or something that deserves a closer look.
Well, still ahead, temperatures will plunge before you serve your Thanksgiving feast. Emily has your full forecast coming up after the break. But first, here's a look at your trip home. Wow, a lot of people already on vacation. Moving pretty smoothly
low
out
travel
here.
times. Huh?
Gotta love it. We'll be right back. Bubble coat time. Sylvia, are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do this, right?
I've had the bubble coat out for quite some
a while.
time now. Yeah, but we're really going to put them to use here in the next couple of days. It's going to get a lot colder. I'm talking low temperatures that are going to be in the low 20s for a lot of us. For those of you out in the burbs, very easily, I think we're going to have at least a couple spots that dip down into the teens by Thursday and Friday morning. And yes, that's going to include your Black Friday shopping on Friday if you're one of those ones that actually go out and about. So your high temperatures today, we ended up topping out in the upper 40s to near 50 degrees. Typically for this time of the year, your average high is right around 44. So we're still above average. We're going to stay above average for one more day. And then we have some pretty big changes in store for us. Now that 42 on Wednesday, I know you're probably thinking, okay, that doesn't sound that bad. Well, it's a little bit worse than that because that 42, I think that's where we're going to be around midnight. Then our daytime temperatures are dropping into the 30s, and it's going to get very, very gusty out of the west. We're talking winds that are going to be gusting as high as 40 to 45 miles per hour. There's a potential that we may end up seeing a wind advisory coming out for Wednesday. And then by Thursday and Friday, that cold air is here. It's settling in, and it's going to stay put going into the weekend. We're only going to be in the low 30s Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even into Sunday. This is your temperature outlook from Sunday through Thursday of next week. And we're fairly strongly favored here to see those cooler than average conditions likely sticking around. But the core of that cold air is expected to be just a little ways off toward our west. Now, zooming things in, we do have scattered rain showers that have been moving through, and as expected, they're going to start off very scattered in nature and then become more numerous throughout the overnight and into early tomorrow morning. And all of this is out ahead of our cold front that's going to be coming through tomorrow. So notice all of the showers that you see developing off to our west. That activity is going to be moving in our direction. So again, more numerous tonight. We still have those scattered showers around for the first half of your day tomorrow, but quickly after this cold front moves through, that's going to pull the rain chances out of here, and then we have much colder air that's going to be filtering in on the backside of this low pressure system. So then by Wednesday, we'll get those wraparound winds. Remember, westerly winds gusting as high as 40 to 45 miles per hour. The snow should be staying off to our north. There's a small chance that we could be seeing a couple scattered snow showers on Wednesday, but I don't think that's necessarily going to be impacting any travel that you may have planned. And then by Thursday, we're going to dry things out. We're going to start off with mostly cloudy skies on Thanksgiving and then become partly cloudy through the day. For tonight, we're only dropping down to about 45 degrees. We'll have southeasterly winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. 7-day forecast tomorrow, 52, 42, but remember 30s during the day. On Wednesday, we'll have a chance for scattered snow showers, but very, very windy on Wednesday. Thursday for Thanksgiving, 33 degrees for your high, 32 on Friday. Then on Saturday and Sunday, we have to watch the weekend forecast very closely. Models are still a little all over the place, but the chance of precipitation seems high. It's just wondering if we're going to be on the colder side or the warmer side of that system. If you have travel plans this weekend, make sure you're staying up to date on the forecast because it could be a snowy weekend ahead. We'll be right back.
Fox 30.
Okay, we all love our dog stories, right? Yes. Take a look at this. This is trending. A border collie that constantly proving you can teach an old dog new tricks. Meet Leonardo. He recently set the world record for the most steps walked up backwards by a dog while balancing a book on its head. He was able to back it up 18 steps in 1 minute. Leonardo also holds the record for the greatest distance by a dog balancing a book in 1 minute. And if that wasn't enough, he also holds the record, as you can see, for basketball slam dunks in 1 minute at 22.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Training there.
Yeah, some good training. Well, Pope Leo XIV is becoming known for his historic first.
Yeah, last week he live streamed with thousands of teens in Indianapolis, and now he is dropping that bass. Have you seen this?
I haven't. This is going to be a first for me. The Pope blessed a rave this weekend in Slovakia.
May the blessing of Almighty God, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit come upon you and remain with you always. Amen.
Okay, so check this out. Talk about some really blessed beats there. This is a viral TikTok posted by the priest turned DJ. A 2-minute long sermon from Pope Leo ends with the techno soundtrack and strobe lights. This was all in celebration of Archbishop Bernard Bober's 75th birthday. The DJ's video has more than 1 million likes. I can see why. Pope Leo is, of course, from the Shy, the birthplace of house music. This is also more evidence of the church trying to find ways to connect to the younger culture. I love that.
I do too. I think they're doing it too. They were all out there having a good time.
I mean,
dancing.
look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Okay, so let's stick with trending news right now. Beyonce was also spotted at an unusual spot this weekend, sparking rumors about her next album.
That's right. The singer made 2 public appearances. One was expected to support her cousin and former Destiny Child bandmate Kelly Rowland at a Boy Is Mine tour stop. But the next act was definitely in overdrive.
Beyonce took a high-speed hot lap driven by 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. They first met Hamilton behind the scenes at the Grand Prix 16 years ago. She posted videos with the caption, "Give It to Mama," a lyric from the birthday album.
Yes, the B-Day album.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want the Beehive coming out. Well, who would know that, though? It makes sense. B-Day, birthday. Well, Act 3 is rumored to be a rock-inspired album to complete Beyonce's series of reclamation of historically black genres, the first 2 being house and country music. While the rumors swirl, Beyonce's outfit is also trending. I knew this would happen. She wore a custom red, white, and black Louis Vuitton racing jumpsuit. The pictures have everyone talking
and
for
everybody
good reason.
ordering them, and probably be seeing people
I don't know if we can order them or afford them.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like it's cheap, huh? But they can get lookalikes for sure.
Yeah, they can get lookalikes.
Okay, the American Film Institute has announced its plans to honor actor Eddie Murphy with a Lifetime Achievement Award. The 64-year-old actor started his career on Saturday Night Live and then became famous for his comedic roles in 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, The Nutty Professor, and Trading Places, among others. Murphy is the 51st recipient of this award. He will receive the award at a tribute in April.
Have you seen his Netflix documentary?
I haven't seen it. Is it good?
Really good.
I really like him, so I need to watch it.
Yeah, we got to watch it. Maybe when we get some downtime. We're always working.
Exactly, but I would love to see that.
It's really, really good. Well, thank you so much for watching the news at 4. Dawn sounds like she's watched it.
Ooh, what's it all about?
It's very long, I should warn you. It's more than about 2 hours. But there's a lot that you learn about him that you think you know and you just didn't about his career.
I'm in.
He's great. Yeah. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Now at 5. The Bears, despite giving everyone heart palpitations every weekend, keep finding ways to win.
A teen takeover ends in a deadly shooting, and now aldermen are trying to find ways to prevent the violence from happening again.
2 Cook County fugitives on the run for more than 3 years have now landed themselves on the FBI Chicago's most wanted list. Thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Dawn Hasbrook.
I'm Scott Schneider. A manhunt for a Wisconsin woman ends in the south suburbs. Morgan Geyser admitting to stabbing a classmate in 2014 in what is known as the Slender Man case.
Over the weekend, police say she cut off her electronic monitoring device and fled the state. Casey Cronus is live in Posen, where she was arrested last night. Casey.
That's right, and Geyser is now 23 years old. You'll remember when she was just 12, she and a fellow student, Anissa Wire, admitted to luring their friend and classmate into the woods in Wisconsin and stabbing her 19 times. Both girls were sent to psychiatric institutes, but Geyser, earlier this year, was moved into a group home. Well, on Saturday, she escaped. Then yesterday, around 9:30 at night, an employee at Thornton's truck stop here in Posen noticed a man and woman sleeping on the property and called 911. Officers later confirmed through fingerprints that the pair was Chad Mecca and Morgan Geyser, pictured here at the Posen Police Department. Police quickly realized Geyser was wanted out of Wisconsin for cutting off her electronic monitoring bracelet. Posen Police Chief William Alexander says Geyser and Mecca, who is in his 40s, took a Greyhound bus from Wisconsin to Chicago, then walked the rest of the way to the suburbs. When police first approached them, they refused to give up their real names.
Initially, they were reluctant to give any type of identification. Eventually, they gave a fake name. Both of them gave fake names to the officer. When nothing came back with those names, the officer pressed a little further. You could tell us, oh, what did you do bad? Because she said, I did something really bad, and I'm afraid to tell you my correct name. And he says, well, what did you do bad? It can't be that bad. Little did we know.
Geyser has been transported to a Cook County facility and will be in court tomorrow morning for an extradition hearing. Posen police are not pursuing charges against her in an effort to streamline her return to Wisconsin. But Mecca is charged with criminal trespassing and providing false information to officers.
It's extremely concerning that you would so blatantly violate a very, very simple condition, which is to stay in a placement and keep a bracelet on. And that we have no idea what was going on is extremely concerning to the state, because immediately my thoughts went to the victim.
And that was an assistant district attorney out of Waukesha County, Wisconsin, where Geyser will be sent in the coming days. Now, the victim from that 2014 stabbing, she did survive. Geyser and Wire both said at the time that they were inspired by a fictional internet character named Slender Man. Back to you.
The criminal cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James have been dismissed.
A federal judge making that decision today. Sylvia Perez is here to break down the ruling.
Yeah, this ruling is all coming down to the prosecutor. The judge says Lindsay Halligan, who was the one that brought the charges at President Trump's urging, was illegally appointed by the Justice Department. This all goes back to before Halligan took office. Eric Siebert was originally tapped as interim U.S. attorney by Attorney General Pam Bondi. That appointment was capped at 120 days by law. Once time ran out, it was up to the federal district court judges to fill that vacancy. The judges appointed Siebert, but he later resigned, reportedly after resisting efforts to go after Comey. Instead of allowing the judges to appoint someone else, Bondi appointed Halligan, and days later, Halligan indicted Comey. Halligan is a former Trump attorney with no previous experience as a federal litigator. Comey had faced charges of obstructing Congress, while James was charged with mortgage fraud. Both are harsh critics of President Trump. Scott?
All right, Sylvia, thank you for that. So if you are just joining us, you missed Emily just moments ago talking about how frozen turkey day is going to be, but we're not there yet, and it was not terrible out there today.
Well, this forecast is for the turkeys, as I've said.
It is for the turkeys. It is.
They're probably mad about it, actually.
Probably not. They don't want to be outside either.
That's true.
All right. So, yes, this weekend we have some major cold that's going to be building in. Take a look at the weather pattern here. What I want you to focus on is this brighter shade of blue that you see well to our north. That's going to dive to the south here over the next couple of days. So tomorrow we're still mild. We're going to see our highs in the 50s. Then by Wednesday, that's when we start to see this cold air building in. I had the clock set here around 8 p.m. on Wednesday, and you can see that that cold air mass has worked its way to the south, and then it really settles in going into Thanksgiving Day, Black Friday, and then right on through this upcoming weekend. And out ahead of this strong cold front, we have scattered rain showers. We have a couple showers out there now. They're going to increase in coverage during the overnight. Your temperatures tonight are only dropping down to the mid-40s, so we stay mild and very much above average. Average is 31, and then tomorrow, again, one more mild day. But if you have travel plans looking way ahead to this upcoming weekend, we could be dealing with snow this weekend. Those details coming up.
Thank you, Emily. Other news are following today. A teen boy is dead after several others were injured as well. In a chaotic Friday night downtown, the city's tree lighting celebration ended with 2 shootings and hundreds of teens flooding the Loop.
We are getting new reaction tonight from Alderman Brian Hopkins, who says what happened was preventable.
Leslie Moreno is live with his message tonight. Leslie.
Hey guys, good evening. Yeah, Alderman Hopkins isn't holding back tonight. He says what happened here Friday night should be a wake-up call. Hopkins says a massive crowd of teens, possibly organized on social media, rushed into the loop not long after the tree lighting ceremony. Just before 10 p.m., shots were fired near State Street. 8 teens were injured. Not long after that, another shooting just a block away. A 14-year-old boy, Armani Floyd, was killed, and an 18-year-old man was seriously injured. Tonight, Hopkins is really pushing the city to take this seriously. He says officers told him they were overwhelmed Friday night and that some were even attacked with mace or stun guns. One officer, he says, ended up hospitalized. CPD has yet to confirm that, but Hopkins says he's now renewing his push for a snap curfew.
We will be looking at the curfew ordinance that unfortunately the mayor vetoed. Had that ordinance been in place, it would have been implemented. This is a tool that would have been used by the police at that time. They actually did start enforcing the curfew when the law allowed them to Friday night, which was 10 p.m. But by then it was too late. The shootings had already occurred. Had that ordinance been in place, they could have used the curfew enforcement at 8 p.m., which could have potentially reduced the number of kids that were there and quelled the violence.
And in the last hour, Alderman William Hall introduced an ordinance that would require major social media platforms to quickly cooperate with the city of Chicago when posts promoting illegal teen gatherings are flagged by authorities. Platforms would have 6 hours to acknowledge the city's notice, remove or either restrict the content, and refusing to take it down could mean a $50,000 fine per violation. Hopkins says in the meantime, he is going to be meeting with Chicago police and city officials to review this weekend's response and prevent this from happening again. Crime Stoppers is also offering a $10,000 reward for any information. For now, reporting in downtown, Leslie Moreno, Fox 32 Chicago.
Well, it wasn't just the shootings from the teen takeover. Several fights were reported as well.
Tia Ewing is here. Tia, you spoke with the mom of the teen who was hurt?
Yes, I spoke with the son, too. We did not show him on camera. I had to console him, along with his mom, because he was so afraid to show his face. So we are not showing his face tonight on the news. He's very nervous of retribution. Unprovoked, he was attacked from behind. This mom tells me her 14-year-old son came to the city from the south suburbs to enjoy the festivities, but instead, he was robbed and brutally beaten.
They had to get him off the ground. He was severely beaten. Both eyes were shut. He was bleeding. Once he did awaken, he didn't understand who he was. He had memory loss. They rushed him to me, and I took him to the hospital.
Well, this video shows her son being viciously attacked by a mob of young people, laughing as they punched and kicked him on the ground. Deanna, that's the only name that we're using here, a registered nurse, says her son spent days in the hospital after being beaten unconscious and left on the ground right in downtown. The 14-year-old was robbed of his keys, phone, and ID, and now fears that his attackers could return. He and a friend were dropped off by an adult in downtown to enjoy the holiday festivities. Doctors worry he may have permanent vision loss, and he's only able to drink liquids due to the severe jaw pain. The family has already changed their locks for their safety. Deanna says her son is a good student who did not deserve this. We met the family at 17th and State as they filed a police report.
I just want justice to be served, because he didn't deserve that. When I tell you he is a good kid and he don't bother nobody, he don't. He shouldn't have been beaten that way. It should have been way more security guards down there. He didn't come down there for violence. He came down there for a show. He came down there, to celebrate the city that he live in. And just to be beaten for no reason and robbed, I need answers today.
The family hopes Chicago police can catch whoever did this. They've also set up a GoFundMe for medical costs as they navigate what's next for their teen. Of course, this is a story we will stay on top of. Scott and Dawn.
All right, Tia, thank you for that. A Dalton mother who says she was discharged while in active labor at Franciscan Health Crown Point spent the weekend hospitalized with post-birth complications. Leon Wells says that his wife Mercedes was taken by ambulance from the family's home to Community Hospital in Munster. Her husband telling us she's on bed rest and spent Sunday through much of today hospitalized. Wells awaiting test results, but complained of severe pain and bleeding.
My wife was in excruciating pain. She could not get out the bed. So the ambulance literally had to get the chair to bring her down the stairs. And, she was just in bent over pain. She couldn't even stand up,
As we have reported, this ordeal began when Wells arrived at Franciscan more than a week ago. The family maintains she was told to leave roughly 6 hours after arriving, even though her contractions were getting worse. She gave birth 8 minutes later with the help of her husband on the side of the highway. The hospital's president says the nurse and physician involved were fired. Little Elena, 8 days old just today, and on doing just fine.
Good to hear. Switching gears, the Bears hype, it just might be the real deal.
And while there is a really rough road ahead against some really good teams, the team has passed its first big test. Tina standing by with more.
Yeah, guys, another victory Monday here in Chicago. We love that, no doubt. Second straight week where the Bears are in sole possession of the NFC North, right? 8-3 now on the season, winning 8 out of their last 9. This team just keeps finding ways to stack wins. It doesn't matter if Caleb Williams is pulling off some late game magic or if the defense is patching things together with backups. This team refuses to blink. 4 straight victories. They've leaned on their rushing attack, a tough, disciplined offensive line, role players stepping up like seasoned vets, and a defense that lives off of disruption. 24 takeaways still leads the NFL, by the way. A short week ahead with the ultimate test, the defending Super Bowl champs, the Eagles, this Friday.
No, it's a short week. This will be a different challenge here for our players. Just haven't had one 5-day span like this, and so it'll be a race to get our bodies feeling as good as we possibly can, get the game plan downloaded. We've had some success, and yet we go right back to work come Wednesday of last week, or this week, it'll be Monday. It's a quick turnaround, and so we got to maintain that high level of focus so that we don't falter whatsoever.
By the way, you can watch that game right here on Fox 32. Yes, we will be carrying the Bears and Eagles game on Friday. Bears Game Day Live starts at noon, the game at 2 p.m., and then we will have full post-game coverage as well. Bears are a 7-point underdog against Philly. Don and Scott.
Thank you, Tina. Still ahead on the news at 5. A lot of people are already gift shopping for the holidays, and there are a lot of toy options for kids.
Experts warning, though, there are some you may want to avoid.
And in a special report, we dig deeper into the search for 2 Cook County fugitives that are now on the FBI Chicago's most wanted list.
Your go-to.
Well, you can run, but you can't hide.
2 fugitives Cook County Sheriff's Police have been looking for are now on FBI Chicago's most wanted list.
In tonight's special report, our Dane Placco has the latest on the hunt for Aaron Barcenas and Julio Bernal.
In July of 2022, a Cook County judge issued arrest warrants for 29-year-old Aaron Barcenas and 24-year-old Julio Bernal. Both men are wanted for first-degree murder and attempted murder in the death of 14-year-old Eric Alfaro.
We have some information that they may have left the country, and that is not by any stretch the end of the world. We, most of the FBI, the marshals have great connections down there, so we're hopeful that with their efforts we're going to be able to bring these 2 into custody.
Barcenas and Bernal have been on the run for the last 3 years, and Dart says investigators believe they may now be in Mexico.
All these homicides are horrible, but this one's particularly gut-wrenching.
In the spring of 2022, Alfaro was just steps from his home in the Black Hawk Estates Mobile Home Park in unincorporated Elk Grove Township when he was fatally shot. The 14-year-old was also a few weeks away from graduating from Grove Junior High.
A 14-year-old, no involvement with gangs, no nothing, just a sweet kid out by his house, and he's killed. As near as we can tell, they were trying to retaliate against somebody. It clearly wasn't him. He had nothing to do with anything. For some covering of gang symbols and things like that. That is as clear as we have right now as to why they would have been there shooting at this poor 14-year-old.
Aaron Barcenas is described as a Hispanic male, 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing around 140 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Julio Bernal is described as a Hispanic male about 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing about 130 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Both men are considered armed and dangerous. Now, if you have any information about this case, contact FBI Chicago at the number and website you see on your screen. Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
The Pentagon is investigating Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. It says it is reviewing, quote, serious allegations of misconduct. This comes after Kelly made a video with 5 other Democratic lawmakers urging the military to refuse to follow orders that are unlawful. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says Kelly, who is a retired Navy commander, is still subject to the Uniform Code of Military Justice. President Trump called Kelly and the other lawmakers in the video traitors and said they should be arrested and put on trial. The president suggested their behavior was punishable by death. Kelly responded to the investigation in a statement on X, which says in part, "I've given too much to this country to be silenced by bullies who care more about their own power than protecting the Constitution."
The Archdiocese of Chicago facing serious allegations tonight. 3 new lawsuits accuse the church of acting as a predator pipeline. The suits claim the Catholic Church kept 2 priests, Father Daniel Mark Holohan and Father William Curran, in the ministry for years despite credible child abuse allegations. Now, we have reached out to the Archdiocese of Chicago. We'll let you know when we hear back. The family of a woman killed by a drunk driver in December of last year is filing suit against the bar that served him, including allegedly giving him a cocktail to go just before the crash. 58-year-old mother of 2, Tanya Navarro, was reportedly holding her dog in the back seat of a van that broke down on LaGrange Road in Hodgkins. The driver reportedly had pulled over with the hazards on and was being aided by a Good Samaritan when Finn Curran of Hodgkins, who had been drinking at Rafferty's Pub in Countryside, slammed into the van at over 80 miles per hour. Tanya's dog was killed on impact. She later died at the hospital.
Mr. Curran took it upon himself to get behind the wheel of a car when he was twice the legal limit, number one. Equally as egregious is the bar giving Mr. Curran a drink to go, filled with Red Bull and vodka.
Curran is due in court to face felony DUI charges in January. Fox 32 reached out to Rafferty's Pub for comment. We are waiting to hear back.
And I'm waiting for a warm-up, but that just may never happen. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Emily Walls.
This is your warm-up, unfortunately.
Great.
Yes. So today we ended up topping out for a lot of us in the upper 40s to low 50s, which, by the way, is above average. Your average high sits right around 44 degrees. But we do have an approaching cold front. That's where these rain showers are coming from. We have showers now, especially moving into the far southwestern sections. For those of you in LaSalle County, Grundy County, we are starting to see some of those showers and even a couple heavier downpours, too. 42. Your temperatures right now, mid to upper 40s for most of us. We're down to about 50 degrees in Gary. And here's where we're headed. So we're going to stay fairly mild throughout the overnight, but we are going to see those showers becoming a little more numerous. So we have rain tonight. That's going to linger into tomorrow morning. But then by midday, we should dry things out. Temperatures are going to warm up into the low 50s. So we're still mild tomorrow. But then we start to really change some things going into your Wednesday. We have much colder air that's going to be wrapping in. We have temperatures on Wednesday. I know this high says 42, and I think that's where we're going to be at midnight. But your daytime highs are only going to be in the 30s. Scattered snow showers are going to be possible. Wednesday night and Thursday night, we're dropping down into the 20s. Daytime highs are only going to be near the freezing mark for Thanksgiving. And then we're watching a chance of snow, possibly mixing with rain, going into the weekend. We'll be right back.
Someone.
We begin across America in Texas, where a 9-year-old was hurt after getting behind the wheel of a car.
Home security cameras captured the terrifying moment the child was thrown out of the driver's seat after losing control. Police say a woman who wasn't the girl's mother asked her to move the car out of the driveway. The woman was arrested and charged with injury to a child and child endangerment. Luckily, the little girl is going to be okay.
Hi, it's Vince with Scam Wow. You'll be saying wow every time you use this towel. It's like a chamois, it's like a towel, it's like a sponge.
Hey, remember this guy? Vince Shalomi, the Sham Wow guy? Now running for Congress. 61-year-old looking to unseat Congressman John Carter. The 84-year-old Republican incumbent is seeking re-election. Shalomi has faced several high-profile controversies, including an arrest back in 2009 after an alleged violent fight with a sex worker.
Caught on camera, a California restaurant worker slamming racks of frozen short ribs onto the pavement. The video went viral on TikTok, of course, and just days later, the Bay Area restaurant was shut down by the health department. The inspection report cited the restaurant for several health violations, including a cockroach infestation and, guess what, improperly handling raw meat. The business owner claims the video was an act of sabotage and was staged by one of the workers.
Let's go to Missouri. A judge in hot water for looking to lighten the mood with a little courtroom music. The judge, Matthew Thornhill, known for wearing an Elvis wig and playing Elvis's music on his phone during court proceedings around Halloween. Well, somebody filed a complaint. That's led to the judge being disciplined. The state board that oversees judicial behavior found that he violated rules requiring a judge to maintain order and decorum. He's agreed to a 6-month unpaid suspension in exchange for avoiding a disciplinary hearing. After that, he would serve another 18 months on the bench before retiring.
The countdown to 2026 has begun. The New Year's Eve ball was officially unveiled in Times Square today. This year, it's the Constellation Ball, climbing the 139-foot pole. It is covered in more than 5,000 Waterford crystals, nearly double the old ball. And for the first time, it includes circular crystals, which we just saw up close. This is only the 9th version of the famous ball since the holiday tradition began in 1907.
Still have the news at 5. If you are shopping for toys for the holidays, experts have some warnings.
Plus, if you're cooking a big Thanksgiving meal, we have some tips to make sure no one leaves sick.
Short week for the Bears before prime time on Black Friday in Philadelphia. Ben Johnson talks about why he thinks his team is responding week after week and what happens to Nashawn Wright when Jalen Johnson returns. We have all the details later in sports.
Now at the bottom of the hour, before you start buying any gifts for the holidays, experts have warnings about some toys on the shelves.
There is a new DMV for folks in the western suburbs, why it's being called a one-stop shop.
First, after several months, ICE has finally let a sitting member of Congress see the conditions inside the Broadview facility.
That Illinois Congress member says he saw conditions that no one would want to be part of.
Political reporter Paris Schutz is here with more on what he saw. Paris.
Yeah, Dawn and Sky, you remember Senators Durbin and Duckworth were turned away a month ago when they wanted to see inside, but Southwest Suburban Representative Lauren Underwood, a Democrat, says she worked with Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's staff to arrange this visit, and she becomes the first sitting member of Congress to view the inside of the facility since the launch of Operation Midway Blitz in September. Now, Underwood says there were no detainees or staff members inside today. The population has gone down as Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino left town with many of his agents. But Underwood did see the conditions there. She said she saw holding cells that could fit between 40 and 45 people with working showers in each cell, but substandard toilets with no privacy. She says she understands now why a lawsuit on the conditions at that facility has gone forward.
It does not meet what I would consider to be the minimum criteria for a detention cell. And the staff people from ICE were clear with us that they are under no legal obligation to meet those criteria because this is not a detention facility. This is a processing facility. And so there is obviously ongoing litigation about the conditions in the Broadview facility that are, again, unacceptable given that we know that people have been held here for days, multiple days on end.
Indeed, ICE has said over and over again that Broadview is not a holding facility, even though there have been many reports of people held there 4 days at a time. Now, Underwood says she has constituents who have complained they can't locate their loved ones or get medications to them. And she says ICE is planning to expand operations, already putting out contracts for more office space with plans to hire more workers. We did reach out to ICE today for comment on this visit. We did not hear back. Scott?
Well, Paris, it was 3 weeks ago that Illinois House Democrats demanded the DHS Office of the Inspector General provide answers on alleged ICE misconduct in the state. That deadline has come and gone. Now, Congressman Mike Quigley is renewing the demand. He says in part, quote, "The people of Illinois deserve answers. The families of those who have been detained deserve to know where their loved ones are, and the American people deserve reassurance this will never happen again."
There's trouble in Toyland and a warning about what not to buy. New this year, AI toys could be an issue, along with toxic, recalled, and counterfeit toys. The Trouble in Toyland report looks at trends to determine the dangers facing children every holiday season. The Illinois Public Interest Research Group Education Fund, Congresswoman Schakowsky, an ER pediatrician and parent, discussed this year's report at Lurie Children's Hospital. And many of these bad toys are recalled and then still sold online. And some AI toys give inappropriate responses meant for adults only. They showed an example of that teddy bear you saw that did that.
A day after our report was released, Folo Toy, the company behind the teddy bear that you saw in the video, announced that they would be immediately suspending sales of all their products, including the Kuma teddy bear shown in that video, and carrying out a safety audit. It's great to see a company take action on problems we've identified, but AI toys are still practically unregulated, and it's still very easy to go out there and buy one.
Big tech has had its way with consumers, even with children. I have tried very hard to be able to rein in to rein in big tech.
Here is one example. This is the AutoWorld Unassembled Extraction Deluxe Pit Kit. Quite the name. So this was recalled because of the magnets in it, which are in violation of U.S. standards. These pose an ingestion hazard, and because it comes unassembled, they're loose and pose an ingestion hazard. So this was recalled. It's illegal to sell it. Ellen was able to easily find this online, purchase it, and get it delivered. Here it is today.
They say the toy market in general is safer because of this report. To find recalled toys, check saferproducts.gov.
Well, there's a new DMV. It's in the western burbs, and it just opened.
You can find it in Naperville, and you will notice it looks different than your typical DMV. Sylvia is back to explain it.
Doesn't this sound nice? It's going to make life at the DMV a lot easier. It's being called a one-stop shop. There's just one counter, and behind it, cross-trained employees. The Secretary of State's office says will offer faster services. The DMV is on West Deal Road and is 40% larger than the old location on 75th Street. Has a lot more parking as well. Secretary of State Janulia saying this is now one of 23 one-stop shop model locations where employees offer ID services, renewal stickers, vehicle registration, and so much more.
This saves customers considerable time and eliminates several steps, resulting in a more seamless experience. By empowering our incredible staff to handle multiple service types, we've effectively doubled the number of employees available to help customers, and it enables us to add more daily appointments.
The Naperville DMV is appointment only. And by the way, if you still need that real ID, Janulia says right now may be the best time to get one because during the holidays, those DMV lines tend to be shorter. I will be there this week, you guys. Still haven't gotten mine yet.
Well, I want to tip you mentioned the DMV on 75th. I want to tip my cap to the workers there because I've been there multiple times, and it is a massive humanity every day. There's a line outside that sometimes stretches for a block, and these people have the patience of Job. So to you this holiday season, thank you, folks,
oh, nice.
on 75th.
I will say Sylvia is right, though. It wasn't busy at all. I was there last week. Oh. So people are leaving. Emily, have you gotten all your paperwork done?
You know, I have.
Excellent.
I think I'm in good standing.
You're on top of it.
I am. Doing all the things I'm supposed to do over here. All right. Something that we're all going to have to pay attention to in the next couple of days is the precipitation chances. So I know a lot of you are probably going to be traveling the next couple of days. We do have rain showers out there right now. That's going to linger through midday tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, that 30% that you see there, that is for the chance of scattered snow showers as we have much colder air that's going to be building in. And it's also going to be very, very gusty on Wednesday. We're talking westerly winds gusting as high as 40 to 45 miles per hour. And then on Saturday, the 60% chance that you see here, this is for what could be rain or snow, or potentially both. So there's a lot of uncertainties going into this upcoming weekend. But for those of you that do have travel plans, Saturday, Sunday, you're really going to have to pay attention to the forecast as we fine tune that here in the next couple of days because rain and snow both appear to be possible. Your forecast low temperatures tonight, we're only dropping down into the mid 40s. Average low is right around 31. So we're staying way above average. Tomorrow we're in the 50s again, but soak it up if you can in between those rain showers, because much colder air is going to be arriving by Wednesday. That high of 42, I think that's around midnight. Daytime temperatures are going to be in the 30s. Wind chills will be just barely into the 20s once you factor in those 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts. And then on Thursday for Thanksgiving, we have highs that are only near 33. Back to you.
Thanks, Emily. While the holidays are a time for spending with family, one foul dish can make them ungrateful about a lot of things.
Yeah, we've got tips on how to combat the dangers lurking from the kitchen to your table. Babe. There's a new strain of flu. It's on the rise. This variant has been dubbed subclade K. It's already forced Japan to declare an influenza epidemic. Now, this is a variant of the H3N2 strain, which doctors say often causes intense symptoms. An early analysis suggests current vaccines may be somewhat effective against this latest version. However, vaccination rates remain low.
Well, it's not just the flu you need to be mindful of around the holidays.
CDC says roughly 48 million people get sick from a foodborne illness every year.
Marianne Rafferty has some advice to make sure none of your guests are one of those people.
Thanksgiving is quickly approaching, and with home cooks nearing crunch time, doctors and professional chefs are sharing tips for avoiding foodborne illnesses. For starters, if you're cooking and handling food, wash your hands often. The sink will also be your best friend for cleaning knives, cutting boards, and other surfaces to prevent cross-contamination.
Well, you can only imagine what happens if you take that same raw chicken surface on that cutting board and do vegetables.
Once your dishes are done, you'll want everything to stay at the right temperatures. According to the CDC, keep hot foods from falling below 140 degrees and keep cold foods from dipping past 40 degrees to prevent bacteria from growing on them. Perishable foods shouldn't stay out past 2 hours.
If you have warmers to keep the food that's supposed to be warm, and then putting food that's supposed to be cold either on ice or putting it back in the refrigerator when people were done eating it.
But even though food safety is key, toxicologists say make sure your cookware isn't harmful either.
Teflon is a specific compound that people associate as a forever chemical. And it's called this because many of the specific chemical residues can bioaccumulate in the body, meaning that they can persist for many, many years. Regularly inspect your pans. If you see any damage, especially scratching on that nonstick coating, it is not recommended to continue that use.
Meanwhile, if you're having a buffet-style meal this holiday season, disinfecting frequently used utensils can also help keep germs from spreading. I'm Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
We have a few more days before it drops below freezing again, you've heard, but that means we could see more rain.
And after that, snow is coming back. Emily has her full forecast after the break.
I'm Tina Wynn. Next in sports, Ben Johnson has the Bears stacking win after win. 5 fourth-quarter comeback wins this season. Bears are still first in the NFC North. Short week ahead, though, as they continue to trek through the toughest part of their schedule, facing the Eagles on Friday. Hear from the players on this Victory Monday. Next in sports.
So the Perseverance rover has discovered a rock that scientists say has really no business being on the surface of Mars. It stands out from the terrain around it. It's got a shiny surface, and testing has discovered that it has high levels of both iron and nickel, not common on the Martian surface. Now, before you put on your tinfoil hat, NASA says there's a high likelihood that this rock is part of a meteor that formed at the same time as the solar system and hit Mars millions of years ago.
Science is wild.
Good stuff.
Isn't it?
You would definitely know that.
Well, I mean, just the fact that we can, scientists can look at that and they can, figure
Carbon
it out.
date it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I'm always saying that when I'm looking at all the maps that you're looking at and all of the analysis you do daily. So, yes.
Well, there's a lot of that analysis that's happening going into this upcoming weekend. As we know, it's a really big travel weekend for a lot of people. Saturday and Sunday really going to be the time frame that we have to watch closely. Not only is it getting cold later this week, but we're also tracking a storm system that could potentially be bringing accumulating snowfall to the area over the weekend. And if that does indeed come to fruition, well, of course, it's going to be heavily impacting travel plans for those of you that are going to be out and about or maybe coming back to town or trying to get out of here Saturday and Sunday. Let's first talk about the temperatures. So what I want you to pay attention to on this map is this shade of blue that you see well to our north. Setting this in motion, notice going into Wednesday, that's beginning to dive to the south, and it moves in throughout the daytime hours of your Wednesday, and then it's going to stay here throughout the rest of this holiday week, right on through the weekend. I'm talking low temperatures in the 20s, high temperatures that are only going to be in the 30s. So this is going to be Arctic air that's moving in. And while you're probably thinking, okay, 30s isn't that cold for this time of the year, it's really not. But we are going to be coming in about 10 degrees below average for Thursday and Friday, and that's going to linger right on into this upcoming weekend as well. So tomorrow, we're still in the 50s. That's going to be the last mild day that we have for a little while, but it is going to be coming along with rain. In fact, we already have rain showers across portions of the area. It's been mainly dry for a lot of us, but we're starting to see the showers becoming a little more numerous off to our south and our west. Places like LaSalle County, Kendall, Grundy County, portions of Kankakee County now, starting to see those showers lifting northward through the area. That's going to continue through tonight and then right on into tomorrow as well. So if you have plans to be out and about tomorrow morning, you're going to be dealing with rain showers, but you're also going to be dealing with the potential of areas of dense fog developing. So it's just going to be kind of a gloomy start to your Tuesday. We keep the cloud cover around all day long tomorrow as well. Taking a look at futurecasts now, you can see the scattered showers already around the region. Tonight, those become a little more numerous. Brief heavy downpour is going to be possible as this low pressure system kind of skates by here. But then notice how the showers come to an end by midday. After that, we're still locked in with cloud cover, and we're going to remain mostly cloudy going into your Wednesday morning. And then skies should begin to clear out a little bit by the end of the day on Wednesday. But notice all of the snow that's off to our north. So again, for those of you traveling, if you're moving outside of the Chicagoland area on Wednesday, you could be running into snow off to the north, and that's going to be accumulating snowfall. And then here at home, we have the cold air that's going to be wrapping in behind this storm system. We have westerly winds that are going to be as high as 40 to 45 miles per hour on Wednesday, which is going to take daytime temperatures in the 30s and have it feeling more like the 20s. And that's going to set the tone for Thanksgiving and also into Friday as well. So your 7-day forecast, tomorrow 52. We have rain in the morning. After that, we dry things out. This 42 that you see on Wednesday, that's where we're going to be around midnight. After that, we're dropping into the 30s during the day. Daytime temps on Thursday and Friday, barely making it to that freezing mark. And then over the weekend, we're tracking that storm system that could bring some accumulating snowfall to the area Saturday into Sunday.
The easy thing is to say, woe is me, and our guys didn't do that. They just stepped up and kept battling through.
We've been faced with a lot of adversity all year, whether it's injuries, close games. We're able just to fight through that.
We're getting a lot of nail biters, and we're still losing some time off our life every game, so it's cool, yeah.
We know when we're down or it's a close game, we're still in the fight. It's just not the same old Bears.
I would say, yeah, we don't feel like we're the same old Bears. We pull through for each other when it matters most.
It's not nothing that happened overnight, and I think we hungry for more.
I mean, what an intro there. Well, the Bears just keep rolling. 4 straight wins, each one showing a little more grit, a little more confidence in a team that's starting to believe in itself, whether it's late game magic from quarterback Caleb Williams, a ground game that's become one of the league's best, or a defense creating chaos with takeaway after takeaway. The Bears have found a winning formula. Cassie Carlson with a report from Hallis Hall.
Ben Johnson called this week a race to getting their bodies feeling as good as they can in order to be ready for the reigning Super Bowl champions on Friday. And after their 8th win of the season, Johnson's still feeling proud of his team for coming together against the Steelers despite being shorthanded.
I think we got the right type of guys, and that's, Ryan's really done a great job with constructing the roster that way, but the veteran leadership is outstanding. Probably have 10 or 12 guys that I really lean into on a weekly basis just to get a pulse of the team, and they do a really good job of keeping the main thing in the locker room.
Winning these hard games is really rewarding, and it really makes you want to just double down more on the work ethic, the grind, the sacrifice, because it come with a cost.
Not only was it on defense, but the offensive line as well. Ozzie Trapillo started at left tackle in place of Theo Benedict, only allowing 1 pressure against a strong Steelers pass rush.
Consistency. He didn't miss a beat there. Just a full understanding of the game plan and what we're trying to get done.
Good habits, and those are formed, from whether he's playing or not. He's preparing and practicing and dedicating himself to be ready when that situation comes up.
With Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon itching to get back on the field, Nashawn Wright, who filled in for Johnson, now has the coaches rethinking how to keep him on the field after notching his 5th interception of the season.
That's the fun part, isn't it? No, he's done a phenomenal job, and I think he has certainly earned playing time. Shawnee's interception was one of the most athletic plays and phenomenal catches I've seen in a long time. So, and not to mention, I thought what's undersung about what Shawnee's doing right now is how much he's influencing the run game as well.
No injury updates today. When asked about the status of Tyreek Stevenson and Ruben Hippolyte, Ben Johnson said he didn't have an update as of Monday morning. At Hallis Hall, Cassie Carlson, Fox 32 Sports.
Thanks, Cassie. Well, the Bears turn their attention to the defending Super Bowl champs. The Eagles will have coverage all Friday afternoon right here on Fox 32 Chicago, beginning with Bears Game Day live at noon. Then, yes, the game itself is right here on Fox 32 at 2 p.m. And keep it right here as well, because we will have full post-game coverage. In the meantime, the Bears conversation continues on Chicago Sports Tonight. Luke Nellis will be joined by Cassie, Fox Sports 1's Danny Parkins, and NFL Network Sherry Burris for plenty more reaction and analysis on a Victory Monday. That's coming up at 6 p.m. on the Fox local app and at 9:30 right here on Fox 32 Chicago. All right, to college hoops. Notre Dame taking on Kansas State at the Players Era Festival. Second half, Fighting Irish down 9. Marcus Burton drives, lays it in there. And the foul, Burton finished with a game-high 24 points. Later, though, Kansas up 8. Bryson Tiller left open. Down low there, gets the jam here. 17 points, 9 boards for Tiller. Fighting Irish lose 71-61. Bulls back in action tonight in New Orleans. Nikola Vucevic has been ruled out with a right knee soreness. Sky have added former Dallas Wings head coach Latricia Trammell to their coaching staff. And we're back with more after this break.
Emily, give us the cold, hard truth.
This is your new way of saying my name, isn't it?
I kind of like it.
Cold, hard truth. Yeah, we've got a lot of that coming our way later this week. Let's take a check of the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow's still very mild. We're going to have showers around for the first half of the day, some fog in the morning as well. Wednesday, we have a chance of scattered snow showers, and that 42, that sounds very generous, and that's because it is. During the daytime, we're going to be dropping down into the 30s, and then that's where we're going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then this weekend, if you're traveling, we do have a chance of snow. It could be accumulating snowfall, but there's still a lot of question marks with our weekend forecast, unfortunately.
All right, Emily, thank you. Thanks for joining us at 5.
Now you can stream us on your smart TV with Fox Local.
We are on all the streaming platforms.
See you tonight at 9.
It all